Howdy everybody, Chad here again. Sorry it made no videos lately, but I thought about doing a quick video on my truck. I'm going to try to get Daisy to go with me one day and make a video of me actually running it, but I was going to kind of show you how this thing works. I'm basically just finding out on my own kind of here how it worked. I've had a lot of help from other people around, but from what I've learned, most of it's been kind of pretty much self-taught from what everybody's told me and everything. But anyway, what you do is, I'm not going to start or anything because it's loud, but what you do is you start it and get it to going, and that button right here, you push your clutch in, pick it up, that starts your PTO. And I'm sure everybody knows how the PTO works, but it's hooked to your transmission, and truck's running and everything. And that drive shaft right here, that goes from your power takeoff up there, so you can see the cable going down. It runs this drive shaft and it goes into a gearbox. And that gearbox, it pretty much tells what gear ratio your pump's going to be turning. Like this pump, it don't turn over 1200 RPMs, or it can't turn over 1200 RPMs. Well, I've got it set to where my truck can idle, and it turns about 800 to 850. So I pretty much just let it idle. I don't have to rev it up or nothing. But once you get the truck going, this lever right here, it can go that way or that way. This way is for whenever you want to pull, whenever you're vacuuming. This way here is whenever it's forcing it out. It's going the other way basically. So usually I put it in neutral. That's neutral right there whenever I quit dumping or whatever. And it's got a thing, you have to keep oil in it. It uses quite a bit of oil. The oil, you check it right there. But the oil goes through that. The way a guy explained it to me, it was kind of like how a air wrench works on an air compressor. It just goes through it and it oil everything, and then I'll show you on the other side where it goes. But that's the pump. That's about a 350 CFM pump. And whenever I get to a septic tank, I'll show you back here. You hook all your hoses up, and you got 3 valves back here. You got that one, you got that one, and you got that one. This is the one I use all the time. This one, you pop your caps loose, and this pipe right here goes all the way up in that tank, all the way to the top. And it comes up, and it comes out about right in there somewhere. And that's the one I suck out of. Well, this one, I usually it mostly for discharging. And whenever I get to the dump site, you just pull this off, and this is a 4-inch. And we've got a 6-inch now, so I use that 6-inch. I'll take this off, hook my 6-inch hose to it, and let it run into the wastewater plant. And this one, it only goes to right here. It goes into the tank itself, to right there. So it don't go in, it just goes in there. But you can vacuum out of any 3 of those you want to. And from what I understand how this works, this one you don't have to worry so much because it goes straight up into the tank, and it works really well. And this one, if you want to suck with it, if you've got a full load on, the way that works is that vacuum pulls that weight, that water, that liquid up, and it actually shoots the water in under it. From what I understand, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but it picks the water up and it shoots it under it if you want to do it that way. But I prefer that one, and that's the same way with this one. But you just hook your hoses up, and I usually leave this off, and I'll let it build vacuum pressure, which is right here. That's your vacuum pressure gauge, and usually it'll come down and it'll start reading 10, and it'll go up to about 18. About 18 is about the safe zone for an older tank. Some of the new ones you can go up to, up in the high 20s if you really want to. But these tanks can suck together if it's an older tank, so you have to be kind of careful with older tanks. And if you put it in pressure off, this gauge will go this way. And most of the time it won't go but right in there, about 8 pounds or something like that. But now that's a lot. It don't sound like a lot, but it is whenever you're blowing poop off the truck. But that's the pressure gauge right there. And on this side, I was telling you about the oil situation. whenever that thing runs oil through it, you got a muffler, an oil muffler. And this thing, it runs to that pump, and when that pump uses the oil for the vanes, it throws it in this. And you can see how that works. It's just like a muffler. Well, down here, you can cut this valve on, that's where your oil drains out. And about every day, I'll drain it, and I'm actually recycling, or not recycling, but filtering mine, and Mama's using it in chainsaws for bar lube. So, but that's how that works. The oil goes in here, and if you don't keep an eye on this, and if you let this thing get full of oil, you could be at somebody's house and they'll just start throwing it out the pipe up there, like just a horrible situation. So you don't want to do that. So you kind of have to keep an eye on that. But that's how that works. It's a little chilly here today. There's the sight glasses. And that kind of tells you, like, you know, if it gets up in here, I kind of know how much liquid I've got on there. And I do carry extra of these just in case. I've heard of people busting these before, and that's not a good day. But you just have to do what best you can. But I do have 3 of those on standby if I need it. And whenever I'm pumping with these trucks, if the truck fills up, it stops pumping, so you don't pump sewage through your pump. Well, see that one right there? That's the secondary, or the primary, and it's got a ball in it. And what that ball does is whenever that liquid starts filling up, it'll get to about right in there somewhere, and that ball will get sucked up in that line right there. It's a pretty good sized ball, like about the size of a grapefruit. It's aluminum. And once it sucks up in that line right there, it shuts the truck off. I mean, the pump quits pumping and you're done. Okay, if something gets in that line right there and stops that up to where that cannot stop, it'll go down and it could get run into your pump, which you don't want. Well, this one has got 2 on it, and it'll run down and it'll run in here, okay, and it'll run in here. Well, this container right here, which is a secondary, you got another ball, and it starts filling up with juice. It'll start filling up. Well, that ball, it'll suck into this one, and so it can't go past that pipe, so it can't go through your pump. So you have 2 safeties. You have one right here with the ball, and you have one right here with the ball. So, you know, the chances of both of them messing up, you know, is not likely, but, you know, it is a good thing to have the 2 safeties. But normally what I do is if I'm pumping, I'll really keep an eye on that bubble right there. And once it gets past that bubble, you can pretty much bet you're not going to get a whole lot more in the truck. So, but that's basically how a pump truck works. I hope this is kind of interesting to some. But I'm looking at buying me a newer, I might get me another truck, I'm not sure yet. But I'm wanting to get me a stainless steel tank, maybe. They're quoting me a price right now. But I figure with stainless, it'll last me from now on my whole career. So, but the man way up there, you can take it, I'll pop it out, and you can get a pressure washer and wash it out and all that stuff. And the one on the back right here, you can do the same with it. You need to clean these out about twice a year, because they will get so much sludge and stuff built up in the bottom, you can't get, you start losing volume. So, but that's it in a nutshell, how a pump truck works. So, I hope this has been interesting. If anybody has any questions, just ask away, or if anybody's got any pointers for me. I might have said something wrong or something. Like I said, we've been doing this since August, and I've kind of learned all this by asking people and just kind of trial and error. So I do know that these pumps, the vane pumps like this, they won't pull, I think, over like a 20-foot vertical up and down. If you get more than that, they don't like to pull it because it's just too much for them. But I've heard it don't matter what size pump you got, it's still around 20 foot. That's about all they'll want. But that's about it. And like I said, that's just a little something that I'm wanting to do, kind of show everybody how my truck worked. Like I said, hopefully I'll get Zoe or Daisy go with me one day and get them to kind of film why I'm pumping the tank and make it a little bit more interesting. So, but anyway, hope y'all have a good day, and we're doing all right. Mama's doing good. She's still pretty happy. She's been working a lot. She's been getting us firewood in and stuff, so she's been staying busy. So it's still have her good days and bad days, but hopefully summer coming and spring coming, maybe we'll have a good summer and spring. So, but anyway, hope y'all have a good one, and we'll talk at you later. Bye.